Hi everyone! Today I'm going to be showing you how to make mac and cheese muffins. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to preheat your oven to 350 degrees, and then you're going to want to get the water boiling for your pasta so that you can get it boiled and add your pasta in when it's ready. And then what you're going to need to make this is you're going to need 16 ounces of elbow macaroni pasta. You're going to need 3 tablespoons of flour. You're going to need 1 tablespoon of butter. You're going to need between a 1/4 pound and a 1/2 pound of white American cheese. Depending on how cheesy you want your mac and cheese is how much you're going to add. You're going to need 8 ounces of shredded sharp cheddar cheese. You're going to need 2 cups of milk. You're going to need some breadcrumbs, and then you're going to need cooking spray and a muffin tin, and then you're going to need a whisk, a small bowl, and then you're going to need a large pot as well as a small pot. So the first thing we're going to do is, like I said, we're getting our water boiling, so that's the first thing we want to do. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to mix together our flour and our milk inside of our small bowl. Now we're only going to be using 1/2 cup of milk, and then we'll use the rest of it later. So I'm going to add in my flour, which I've already measured. And I'm going to get my 1/2 cup to measure my milk. So I have my 1/2 cup, I'm going to add my milk. I'm going to pour that into the bowl. And then I'm going to take my whisk and I'm going to gently whisk that together. So now I have that mixed together, and I'm just going to put this here until we need it later. Now I'm going to check on my water, and once my water starts boiling, I'm going to add in 16 ounces of elbow pasta, and then you're going to cook it according to the time on the box. And whenever you're using the stove, make sure you have an oven mitt and you have an adult around to help you, and that you're being extra safe while using the stove. In my smaller pot, I'm going to pour the remaining 1½ cups of milk, and I'm going to heat that over low. Once the milk is slightly warmed, I'm going to turn the heat to medium-low, and I'm going to add in the flour and milk mixture, stirring constantly until it is thick. Once the pasta is cooked, I'm going to turn the heat off on my stove, and then using my oven mitts, I'm going to carefully remove the pot from the stove. You might want to have an adult help you with this part. Next, I'm going to carefully drain my pasta by pouring it into a colander in my sink. And then I'm going to carefully pour my pasta back into my large pot once I've drained it in my colander. Now I'm going to add in my butter. The white American cheese, which I've broken into smaller pieces. My sharp cheddar cheese. And if you would like, a little bit of pepper for flavor. And then I'm going to let that sit on the stove while gently mixing it until all of my cheese and butter has melted and I have a nice creamy cheese sauce. So now my pasta is all cooked and I've got my cheese sauce ready to go, and I'm going to carefully pour that over the pasta. Once I pour the cheese sauce in, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to mix it all into the pasta. And so now I have my cheese sauce all mixed into my pasta. I'm going to get my muffin tin ready to go. So I'm going to just get my cooking spray and I'm going to spray my tin so that the muffins don't stick. And then using a third cup, I'm going to scoop my macaroni and put a scoop in each of my muffin tins until they're full to just about the top. So now I have my muffin tins filled up, and I'm going to grab my breadcrumbs and I'm going to sprinkle some breadcrumbs on top of each of the muffins. And I'm just going to use a spoon to do this. And then I'm going to pop these in the oven for about 30 minutes until the tops are just a nice golden brown. So depending on your oven, it might take less time or more. So just check on them as they're cooking and then ask an adult to help you. Grab your oven mitt and then stick them in the oven to bake. Once your muffins are all done, you can take them out of the oven and then you're going to let them cool. And then once they're all cooled, you can go ahead and enjoy them. This is one of my favorite recipes to make and I hope you like them as much as I do.